Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, which means it is a moment of hope with Upward Transitions. This morning, we are so excited to have Melanie Anthony with the Central Oklahoma United Way, or how do I say that? What's the official way to say that? There's so many words.
United Way of Central Oklahoma.
There it is. Put it in the right order for me. And tell us your official title and role with the United Way.
So I'm Vice President of Community Impact, and Community Impact is the department that really serves as the programmatic arm of United Way. So we work with the community investment allocation process. So we work a lot with our partner agencies and those that want to potentially become partner agencies. We do research to find out where those areas of need are in our community, maybe areas that we're doing better in than we had been, or areas that we're still struggling in, and finding out where those needs are so we can best prepare to meet them as we see trends arise. We do a lot of community initiatives, community convenings to meet with our fellow nonprofits to address issues that are happening. And advocacy is important as well. It's always good to let our legislators know how bills can negatively or positively impact the nonprofit sector, and specifically those that we serve. And of course, disaster relief, disaster response lies under our purview as well, and community impact.
Very good. Well, Upward Transitions has been a United Way agency for, I think, almost the entire life of the organization. One of the first things I did when I came to Upward Transitions was go through the archives, and some of those old tattered papers. I think even one of them said that at one point we were 100% United Way funded. And so we have been a partner agency. It's in our DNA. And so for those who aren't familiar with what a partner agency is and what United Way does, share what that is all about.
So United Way of Central Oklahoma has been serving our community for 97 years. And our mission at United Way is connecting people and resources to improve the well-being of those in our community. And we do this by building these partnerships and these collaborations. We are truly committed to improve the health and safety, education, economic well-being of every individual, every family in our community, providing equity and resources for all. And we do that, again, through those collaborations, through those partnerships. We work with, you will hear Debbie Hampton and our staff say it all the time at United Way, we work with the best of the best. And we're very lucky in the fact that we get to help invest in these nonprofits that are doing significant life-changing work in our community by providing financial resources, oversight, and also even resources as trainings and how to best serve the community in maybe a new environment like we find ourselves in now.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's so how many partner agencies?
We have 56 partner agencies, but we're funding 106 programs.
That is remarkable. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we always say at Upward Transitions is that we couldn't do it alone. And I think that's one of the things that you really, send home, is that there is such a diversity of programs and partners within the United Way. No two are alike. Exactly. And so we lean on each other as partner agencies as we do our work. And we lean on others outside in the community as well, but there's such a family feeling inside the partner agencies, and we know each other so well. In particular, as we've all faced this COVID crisis, we've leaned on each other even more. And it's impacted the way we've done our work, and we've reached out and learned from each other. And United Way has stepped up and done some education and done some resourcing. How has that changed your work at the United Way?
So COVID-19, like everyone else, we had to figure out how to work differently. And one thing that I'm so proud of our sector, the nonprofit sector, is we never shut down. We might have had to deliver services in a different way, but we never went away. We had to step up to make sure that these folks who have never had to ask for assistance before in their lives, right? That is
exactly.
so hard. That
Yes.
is so hard. And being able to be there for them and respond to their needs and do it with as much empathy as we possibly can when we all feel this anxiety of the unknown. And so for our partner agencies and our role, like going into before March 11th, right, and it became real, to Oklahoma City, United's Way goal has really just been to provide the resources to our partner agencies to invest in the community, especially during those times of crisis. And COVID-19, United Way, a 97-year-old organization, has been doing disaster relief and response efforts since the beginning. This situation we find ourselves in now, like everyone else, is nothing that we've experienced ever before. We have a lot of staff that have worked in disaster response, whether through their time at the Red Cross or maybe the Regional Food Bank or other partner agencies that were really plugged in to disaster response, now have to figure out how to respond in a different way. So like everyone else, we had to find out how to get virtual quickly. We had to find out how to still connect to those that need our services immediately. We had our executive committee and our board of directors acted swiftly. So by March 17th, we had a fund approved and established. And we were distributing funds as quickly as March 30th. Like wow. Money in people's bank accounts that quickly to meet the growing need that they were facing. So while that part of our experience we were able to facilitate, we just had to do it virtually, right? All these virtual votes and virtual meetings and all of this to have all the processes in place. And we were still able to respond in that way. And being able to work with partner agencies, Upward Transitions, we relied a lot on you. Heartline 211, they really kind of became Disaster Response Central because call 211, connect to resources, to get people plugged in and find ways that they can get relief and assistance during this time. And I think that how it most impacted United Way is, and when I say United Way, I kind of mean our umbrella of our partner agencies. It just showed how adaptable we were, like how adaptable and how responsive we are. And that's just critical. It's just critical for the nonprofit sector and being able to be there and respond as quickly as we could in the best ways that we could to help our community in the most needed ways was pretty, it's pretty powerful when you look at it through the lens of our partner agencies.
Yeah, I mean, with so many people closing doors, our mantra was we didn't close the doors, we modified, we exactly. We shifted, we figured out a new way to do work, and so many partner agencies did the same, and so it was, and I know you guys, resource people with PBE and so many other things. I know that I personally came by and got Girl Scout cookies at one point just for a morale boost. And so, there was just so many different things that were happening and so many different ways that agencies were just stepping up for one another. And so that was just a really nice way to see everybody just kind of adapting and changing to the new. I don't like calling it the new normal. I think it's the different way of being.
It is a different way of being. And I think about our folks that deal with the population that's experiencing homelessness and how they couldn't come into the safe places. Folks had to immediately start shifting everything out, like going out because sheltering in place was safer for our community, yet there was still needs of food and care and connection. And that's another thing that has really kind of amped up here is our level of research and what we're looking into. Like we were trying to do as much as we can to learn about
Right.
PPP and PPE and EIDL, like all these
There's
different
a whole
acronyms,
new
like
acronym
all
language.
of these
Yes.
things and how they could benefit our partner agencies. And then also really looking at what trends we're seeing and where the needs are, and then what that long-term impact is going to be. So there's been a lot of that going on as well, because the numbers are staggering when you talk about the impact on mental health, when you talk about the impact on housing stability, when you talk about the impact of just having your basic needs met, to education and changing, people learning new job skills now to adapt to a different market, and then childcare, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody has the luxury to work from home while their kids are having to do virtual school, right?
Exactly.
And then how do we help these people that are working and being in the workplace on the front line, and then making sure there's appropriate and strong, positive childcare that's available that they didn't necessarily need before.
Right. Yeah, I was just having that conversation yesterday with a friend, and the childcare model that worked maybe before doesn't work now, and is it available, and how do people access it? You're exactly right. And how do we support populations that need to access it now that didn't before? And so how do agencies step up, and how do people resource others, and how do we fill the gaps? And so, I think that's exactly where United Way is on the forefront of, being aware of those trends. And, the work that we do, we're watching exactly the stats and the statistics and the trends of, the data tells us that 500,000 Oklahomans are at risk for eviction.
Yes.
That tidal wave is right in front of us. And so we're just watching as evictions continue to be filed, and we're helping families avoid that as fast as we can. And that need is great, just as much as I do. So, and you and I both know that to help those in those circumstances, it takes dollars. So the United Way has just kicked off its annual campaign. That too has been affected by COVID. And normally, my very first event at Upward Transitions was watching pancakes being flipped. So I miss it. And we didn't get to flip pancakes and go to the ballpark this year and do the normal things that we would normally do. And this year, you all have shifted. So tell me, what is United Way doing to engage the community in its annual campaign?
Well, we are, we're kind of flipping the script on how we do things and how we talk about things. Because like you said, right, that first kickoff event is the big pancake breakfast that we're having about now, middle of September. But even before that, we would have partner agencies that would run their own campaigns, corporations that would be pace setters. And those are just things that couldn't happen in this environment. So we're trying to find ways to make it fun, make it top of mind. We're really excited about our partner agency videos that we have going on through Facebook, where everybody's talking about.
Some of our partner agencies have been very creative
about kicking off the campaign. But so when I go back, kind of reiterate what I said earlier, United Way of Central Oklahoma is funding 56 partner agencies through 106 different programs, right? From beginning of life to end of life and everything in between. And the annual campaign is crucial. And we firmly believe, and we've heard it from our partner agency CEOs as well, and also board members and so forth, that without that ongoing funding that was already there, right? Those allocable dollars that were already there, it would have been extremely difficult for our partner agencies to even make headway and respond to what's happened during COVID. So the annual campaign is crucial, just in the fact for when something does happen, at least there's something there to start with until we can implement those additional resources that you referenced. To date, we have distributed, I think, about $1.26 million in COVID response dollars. And we've had requests in excess of 1.6 million. So the need was there, and really grateful to be part of an organization that could respond so quickly. But annual campaign is different, right? Mm-hmm. Annual campaign are those dollars that plug into those programs that our communities desperately need, right? It's going to look different because we're going to have a lot of activities that are virtual instead of in person. But one thing we have seen, so a positive of this is one thing that we have seen is some of our rallies have actually been larger because people can plug in from where they are.
Wherever they are.
So, but the difficult part is, when you're in a room with someone and you can connect with them and have that personal, you can build that relationship or that trust and things like that. Now we have to do that through a computer screen, right? How do you connect with someone through a computer screen to help them understand the impact of what you're doing, how their dollars will be stewarded and be used to the absolute best and to the most, like getting everything you can out of that dollar, that penny, that last little penny to positively impact our community. So learning how to speak in those ways that you can still connect, giving the hard data, but also still trying to make it relational in this environment is a challenge. And this is the year that we really, every year is important because those programs are important, but we know that our partner agencies' demands are going to be even higher, right? We don't want to say this is our new normal, but we do know that there are families now that are in need and needing assistance, whether it's mental health or whether it's additional daycare services or medical care or utility assistance, or they're struggling with housing stability. Their educational barriers. They might be they might be dealing with tech poverty, right? They might not have access to those resources. So our partner agencies really step in and fill that gap. And that's why those allocable dollars, those fundraising dollars that we raise during campaign are so crucial, because we know they're the foundation for strong work and strong change to the health and human service or needs of our community. So now we're just doing things in a different way, but still throwing in some fun as well. We did our own personal campaign, and we were so excited that there's always 100% participation. But even in these difficult times, we were still able to just exceed our goal, that's a big deal. Like, that's a big deal in these times to be able to do that. And our leadership team, okay, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. So we were still able to throw in fun and joy and activities like that. So we did the pie in the face scenario with PPE and social distancing and, all the things to still, reward our staff for doing the work, because they do the work on the front end, but they're also doing it on the back end as well. And helping our those corporate partners and our partner agency partners figure out how to deliver a campaign that is meaningful and is impactful and but still fun at a time that it's really can be a little scary to make that commitment. But those commitments are needed, like they are needed more now than ever. And I don't. If we could get folks to really understand the impact of what they would invest per pay period, it's significant. And I am guilty of not always packing my lunch or doing those things or not making my coffee and maybe spending a little bit more on coffee than I should. And it's just like, so what are those things that if I'm smarter, I can better help my community? So
good trade-off. Yeah.
And that's just for me. I mean, smarter, for me, it's not necessarily the smart, it's just being more efficient with my time in the morning. But, what are those things that I can do that will further help my community? And that's exciting. I mean, it's really exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah, I was really proud of the team at Upward Transitions. We have 100% participation as well. And I challenged them, this is my first campaign, United Way campaign to lead at the team. And I challenged them to meet a goal and they exceeded it. And I was just super proud, because you're exactly right. This year is going to be the year that, as a community, we're going to all need to depend and lean on each other. And, our partner agencies are gonna be the ones that step up and take care of those who need it most. And so I'm super proud of the team at Upward Transitions for so many reasons.
Yay,
but just add that cherry on top, that they are committed to the cause. So if somebody wanted to learn more about the campaign, where do they go?
They could go to unitedwayokc.org. That is the best place to find information. And you can learn more about what we do and those areas that we focus on and who our partner agencies are. There's also opportunities to find ways you can engage with us in other ways, whether it's volunteering, whether it's participating in our Board Serve program, applying to possibly be part of that, which is an amazing program. It really teaches you, if you have any interest in serving on a board of directors at some point in your career, it's an amazing tool and teaches you all those things you need to know, because so many things you just, until you're in that environment, you don't know. And it's helpful going in to learn about 990s and financials and governance.
We've gotten a couple of wonderful board members from that program. Yes.
So there's lots of opportunities. And if you're interested in having a campaign, if your company currently doesn't have a campaign, there's ways to connect and get a campaign at your company. And it doesn't matter if there's an office of 1 or 2 or an office of 1,000 plus, campaign is for everyone, because if everybody gives in a way that's meaningful to them, right? Yeah. So much good can be done. And meaningful to some people might be that, $5 a week or $5 a pay period. And meaningful to others might be something more significant because of where they are in their life. But whatever is meaningful will change lives. It's that simple.
Absolutely. Well, Melanie, I'm so glad you took the time to be with us this morning and fill us in a little bit about what's going on over at United Way and the campaign. I can't wait to see more of these social media videos from the partner agencies. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do over here at Upward Transition when it's our turn.
Well, you're creative. You're creative. I have faith in you. And Micah, I just have to say, I think it's great that Upward Transitions is doing this. I think it's a wonderful tool to help educate the community on what's happening and way folks can get engaged and also just raise the awareness of what Upward Transition does as a whole. And just thank you for the opportunity to hang with you a little bit today. This is probably the longest I've seen you face to face in quite a while.
I know. We'll have to have tea sometime soon. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day and find a little hope somewhere. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.